Shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Those in the gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Hey, man. Hey, this is moving quick, man. The scriptures say, though it tarry, wait on it because it should not tarry. It should surely come. Hey, we might be out of here next year, brothers, man. Okay, because their mandate, this shit is look, it says 100 million Americans affected. Creepy Joe to mandate all employers, okay, peep, all employers, that's in all caps, meaning that they put extreme emphasis on that. All right, it says all employers with 100 plus workers to require jabs or weekly tests. A lot of people getting ready to walk away from their jobs, man. Okay, because this is clearly against Esau's, you know what, his seed, his thing that he puts his faith and trust in. You know, he backs his freedom, so to speak. So we getting ready to see a civil war in America any day now, especially when this is really mandated, because it's gonna get to the point that they're gonna say, well, look, man, fuck them tests. This is what you have to do for 100 plus employers. So places like Pepsi, Amazon, Targets, Walmarts, all these big city agencies, state agencies, federal workers, he's already mandated that for them. Like, they have to get it. So this is the thing, and they're passing legislation in order to make this happen. Okay, so yeah, we getting ready to see a civil war. People getting ready to protest. They're getting ready to go to the streets. Okay, you're going to see a military presence gradually building up in these cities in America overnight. Okay, so let's read. It says U.S. President Joe Biden will instruct all employees with more than 100 workers to force their staff to get such and such or to submit to the you know what tests. The Associated Press reported companies refusing will face stiff fines. So you think that they're going to face fines to save your black ass? Hell no. Okay, so this is the draconian, man. We kept telling you niggas that this guy Biden was gonna be that guy, or through the spirit, this man's he ain't even been in a year yet, and he's already making power moves, bro. And it's really Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So it gets more exciting now, because now after this, it comes to you know what. Okay, so hey, we probably finna get up out of here, man. I don't see the Lord keeping us here too much longer, because something is gonna happen to the point that they're gonna have to bypass this, and the you know what is gonna be passed. The big thing. Because this is nothing more but a precursor to getting the you know what. You know, like a lot of companies and so forth, like the agency I work for, they said if you don't deal with it, you know what I'm saying, you got to do the spit thing, which, okay, ain't nothing wrong with spit in a cup. You know, they can test for antibodies that way. But instead, they want to do the you know what, because they can manipulate the results instead of, you know, testing for the proper things. So it says here, the new order reported on Thursday by Associated Press ahead of a speech by Biden will affect roughly 100 million American workers. Earlier, White House officials told media that Biden has also signed an executive order mandating such and such for all 2.5 million federal employees and others outside contractors with no option for a testing alternative. So if you work for the federal government, you have to. You can't get that. You got to get it, or you got to lose. You know, you're going to lose your job. It says the White House cannot normally compel private companies to force drugs or testing on their employees, but the Biden administration's order will be given through the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. So you see how they bypassed it. You see how they went around it and went in some other way. That's this devil for you. He's very crafty like that. He rewrites his own laws. I mean, he don't even follow his own laws. It says here, which will issue a rule in the near future. It says, according to the AP, companies refusing to, it says to the line, will face fines of $14,000 per violation. And we said that it's going to start off with fines, and the fines are going to get more stiffer and more stiffer. Because eventually, they're going to either close you down or they're going to fine you to jail. Eventually, it's going to become, if you don't do it, it's going to be jail time. Okay, because like we told you from day one, this thing was never what they call voluntary. It was never to be that. You see? So we said that, look, eventually the fine's going to tax on, and then eventually they're going to start locking motherfuckers up, because this is going to cause a civil war. And this is what they want, because they want to be justified on bringing in martial law to bring order to these cities. Okay, this is all the plan. It says some 80 million Americans have not been, you know what. But speaking at a press conference early on Thursday, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said that the Biden administration overarching objectives is here to reduce the number of UNV Americans. Okay, but reality, this is the same bitch that basically said that, hey, you take it, you gonna end up croaking from it. And we got on camera saying that, you know, it was a slip of the tongue, but we know what she meant. They basically know that this ain't the way to go. And ask any one of them if they got it. Hell no. You think she got it? Fuck no, she ain't getting it. Of course not. This ain't for them. This is for you peons out here. But it says Biden is expected to formally announce the news policy at his speech later on Thursday afternoon as part of the 6th prolonged plan to curb the number rising of the you-know-what cases across the country. But, hey, I thought the first couple of jabs was supposed to do that. That didn't do anything. Then you talking about boosters, you know what's, and then all of a sudden you got to take pills. The shit never ends. It goes on and on and on and on. It's like an Energizer bunny. It will never end. When they get to the point that they want, you taking 5 booster joints, and then all of a sudden you taking 20 pills a day. He gonna say, well, that's not worth. We got to take 20, you know what's, and we got to take 100,000 pills, you know, or you got to take another 100 pills a day, you know, because it's got to take the people out, you know. They have an agenda. So it says here, other measures will likely include increasing free testing and increasing federal fines for airline passengers refusing to wear a mask. And call on an entertainment venue to only grant entry to you-know-what people. It says more than 177 Americans are fully you-know-what against you-know-what. But efficacy wanes with time, and the Delta variant of the virus have been shown to infect the such and such and the such and such alike. Despite the apparent resilience of the Delta against the such and such, Biden's administration have discussed making boosters available to those who already are. And the president may touch on this subject this later afternoon too. And nobody's looking at the fact this guy right here is a blatant liar. Okay, they are ignoring this. That's why I said CNN, MSN news outlets are reporting this. They're not reporting on this guy right here. You know what I'm saying? And this is the mainstream news that everybody gets their information from. MSN, MSM. Then you got CNN. You know, Jake eyes stay glued. Jake think they on a level when they watch CNN news. Like, that shit is all bullshit, man. Ain't nothing good about that station. So anyway, this is the book of Revelation 13. And I'm going to start at verses 11. It says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Everybody, you black-ass Jakes went and put this guy in office right along with his demoness. And all of a sudden, now you wanted Trump back up in there. But we told you, man, all them stimulus checks and all the money he's providing you every month, that shit comes with a price, man. He ain't giving you nothing for free. And Jake, they're going to feel obligated to own. So they're like, well, you know what? We're going to go down there and we're going to give our shoulders to, you know, we're going to give you a shoulder to lean on or arm to take, so to speak. All because Jake feels obligated to pay this guy back because they put their trust in a damn devil. Hey, brothers, it's time for us. We finna have to move around in a little bit. We might very well be pilgrims about winterfall. And perfect timing, because Yahweh Shai said it. He said, pray that your flight be not in winter. And if you know how this devil operate, he's going to make it the worst to weed out the people that's not complying with this beast system. So if he got to make a more harsher than usual winter while we're thrown out of our homes, then that's exactly what he's going to do. And that's the test. This is the hour of temptation. Okay, because after this, then it comes to you know what, which I'm just waiting on them to announce that any day. All right. And it says here, he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Okay, a dragon, we go into that word dragon, it goes into dracon, which means harsh or fierce. Okay, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, which was the Roman Empire, and calls it the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. Okay, and that deadly wound as healed is talking about this 4th beast, this current Roman Empire, Draconian. It says, and he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire coming down from heaven and the earth in the sight of men, Bosnia bombing is the atom bomb, nuclear weapons, etc. And deceiving them that dwelled on the earth by the means of those miracles, he deceived them. He was deceptive towards them because of his power structure. Okay, he was able to bully the nations into subjection because of his military. That's why it says here he had the power to deceive by those miracles which he had the power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell in the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Okay, and we're coming into the image. All right, everything that's going on, this right here, this makes up the image. Okay, because this is going to dictate whether you live or whether you die. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be a physical death or whether it be, you know, you being ostracized. Because eventually they're going to pass legislation to hunt down the men of the Lord that's not dealing with this system. You don't want to accept the CHIP. They're going to use certain legislations. They're going to find through the loophole like this. Because I remember about a month ago, they was asking his ass, well, can he mandate it on the whole entire country? He was like, well, I have to see. I don't know. I have to look into it. So he did some crafty searching. You know, his little devil antennas was beeping. And he found the way how to go through the health department, which that's not even fucking constitutional, man. That shit is off. But anyway, it is what it is. This has to happen because the quicker this happens, the quicker our kingdom comes. And in our kingdom, we're not dealing with this. Our kingdom is going to be upright. You're not going to worry about getting thrown out of your house at 3 o'clock in the morning all because you refuse to do something that your mind and your soul and your body is against. Fuck no. That's not going to happen in the kingdom of heaven. Not to the Israelites anyway. But anyway, it says, and he had the power to give life into the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that many would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. Okay. So eventually you're not going to be able to get any venues, movie theaters, restaurants. He's already requiring concert venues to make sure you have the proper documentation in order to see a movie or a show or a baseball game. And you people are so goddamn on a low level in Babylon. They're using this weak ass bread and circus over your head to get you to bow. Shit is pathetic, man. It's weak and it's stupid. It's sloppy. It's all over the place. It don't make any sense. It's questionable, and yet people are just like on a bump on a fucking log, man. That's why this is a good judgment. I pray that any one of you that get this, the Most High does something very horrible to you. I pray, man. And I'm talking about our own people. All right. Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. But woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down to you having great wrath because he knoweth he have a short time. So as I was stating that, man, hey, we may be on a run this winter. And that's going to be fucking hard, man. Because they are predicting the weather to be just as worse. But Yahweh Bashim Hawashai can intervene with that and make it not so bad. He can make it tolerable for brothers, man. Because I ain't going to lie. What happened this year, the polar vortex that hit the Midwest and down south states in Texas, that shit was unbearable. If you spend 5 minutes in that, you would literally die. Okay? And that's the type of shit they're trying to bring here. Freeze us out, man. You know, because they want you to go to one of those concentration camps so you can go in there and they can have their way with you, you know. But hey, through the spirit, we not going that route, you know. So anyway, this is the book of First Maccabees. And the whole book of Maccabees is very good comparing to this situation. But this is the book of Maccabees 1. And I'm going to start at verses... let's start here. 29, it says, and after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came into Jerusalem with great multitude. Okay, that great multitude is going to be the military. It says, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given them credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore, and the people of much of Israel. Okay, so this is getting ready to happen again. It says, and when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire and poured down the houses and the walls thereof on every side. But the women and children took they captive and possessed the cattle. And they builded the city of David with great and strong wall and with mighty towers and made it a stronghold for them. And they were put in a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. Okay, so they basically besieged our city. Okay, but anyway, going down to verses, let's start at verses 21, it says, and entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light and the vessels thereof. That's the temple at that time. But now he's trying to stop that blessing by attacking the physical temple, the spiritual temple, which is us. So in order for him to get that blessing and for us to not receive our inheritance for the Lord, this is why he's doing this. Okay, he's going to do whatever it takes to get the men of the Lord to bow to this system, but it's not going to happen because it's written that we're going to get the victory. We just got to remain faithful in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and know that he is. It says, and entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and a candlestick of light and all the vessels thereof, and the table of showbread and the pouring vessels and the vials and the censers of gold and the veil and the crown and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he poured off. And when he had took the silver and gold and the precious vessels, he also took hidden the treasures which he found. And this is the temple they're attacking, okay? And they're trying to attack the temple once more. It says, and when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly. Therefore, there was great mourning in Israel in every place they were, so that the princes and elders mourned, and the virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed. And every bridegroom took up lamentation, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness. And the land was also moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion. And that's happened. Now you have a clear division between the families. You got family members that's like, why you ain't doing it? Then you got the other family members, I'm not dealing with this shit. It's going to be a clear division to the point in your own household you're going to have enemies. Okay, so hey, brothers, man, it's time to really gird up, man, and realize, look, it's time for us to make our move in a minute, man. But the Lord going to give us warning. With that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And with that, shalom and a ball.